All right, kids, this is a video designed to help you in the case of a very quick explanation at the beginning of the school year for primarily the beginning choir students on their way to make their way around a piece of music and understand the kind of first steps that you need to know in order to read it. So this video will also be available for returning choir students as a quick review or a refresher for any point that you are confused at home, keeping in mind that all of our time is going to be tight next year, especially if we end up in a hybrid environment. So we'll say things once, we'll go over it in class, but then if you weren't able to keep up or you couldn't remember, this video is just going to be here whenever you need it. So the first thing, if you go to musictheory.net, if you're wanting to review this information at home, go under the Lessons tab here, and you will see that there is a staff, clefs, and ledger lines. I'm going to open that up. And I'm not going to spend any time on this video today, simply to remind you that in high school choir, by the first year of choir even, the knowing where the notes are placed on a treble or a bass clef is information you should have learned before. If you don't have a good handle on that, there's no shame there. We still love you. We just want you to catch up. So this is a good place for you to go. You can practice with this exercise here on this lesson. But we're going to go ahead and skip for this purpose today on this video down to key signatures. Okay, a key signature is how we find do. It's how we determine where our starting pitch of our scale is going to be. And every time a piece of music pops up in front of us in choir, the very first thing we do is we go dig into that key signature and figure out where we're going to place do in our scale, because that's how we then read when we're having an a cappella rehearsal. On your own time, as you're navigating this website, you can scroll through this lesson. Right now, though, I'm going to jump over to the exercise so we can do some of these rules and reviews. So I'm going to leave lessons now and go over to exercises. Key signature identification. So the rules we learned in class, and I'll recite them again here as we come across them. The last sharp is T, and that's the last sharp is T. The way I would approach that is, again, think back to the beginning of the video, I've got to know my letter names. If I don't know my letter names on the staff, I can't do any of these things. So pause the video now. If you don't know your letter names, go back and work on that first. And you can email me and let's talk about that. But you can't do what I'm about to do without the knowledge of the letters. The letter knowledge. Okay, so last sharp is T. That's the exercise I see in front of me. I'm going to go over to my last one. Last means left to right. There's my last. Okay, what do we care about? We care about finding do. But this little code up here gave me that I now know where T is. So if I know where T is, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I know that do is going to be one step above T. So I come here, I name this one, it's A. So there's an F, A, right? Or in the G clef here, there's my G. So this last sharp is on A sharp, so that's T, because the last sharp is T. I need to find do. Well, that's right there on that line. So I go back to my G, A, B. So we are in the key of B. It was correct. Okay. The last flat is fa. The last flat is fa. So if I know that I'm dealing with flats now, and I'm going to come to this one, it's the last one because it's the only one, right? And it's going to be called fa. So I go fa, mi, re, do. Well, what note is that? There's my G again. F, because alphabet. F is right before G in the alphabet. So key of F. There's another T, last sharp is T, right? So C sharp is my last one here. When I go up again to do, well, that puts me on one line above. Well, that's my D, right there, key of D. And then the third and final rule is what we call the all or nothing rule. If I see nothing, no key signature, it's the key of C. We just memorize that. Now the all part is it's just a shortcut. If we saw all 7 sharps, C sharp. All 7 flats, C flat. So we call it the all or nothing rule. If we've got nothing, it's the key of C. If we've got all of the sharps, it's C sharp. If we have all the flats, it's C flat. Okay, so feel free to zoom up and down, back and forth through that exercise, and then of course, or through that instruction, right? And then come to musictheory.net/exercises/keysig, and you can set up your own little practice mechanism right here to the point where you're going fast, and that will get you ready to do any of the quizzes we do in class or to be able to answer when called on in class when we do these. Hang in there, get to work.